딸, 오늘 한 가지?
Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Hello. We're doing Don Quixote Canto today. And I'm looking forward to doing more of this canto. This arc has been hyped so far. I love the carnival concept plus vampires. Very fun. There's a company. You're a company. All that fatal damage you're laying out. How are you doing today, Fatal? Good, I hope. We have about 30 minutes until Lamentuland manifests. We each decided to use this opportunity to gather ourselves. Meanwhile, I had something I wanted to ask Virgilius before we left. But for that, I need... Anybody seen Faust around? Not in a while. What is it, Dante? I'm sure I can help. I wanted to ask Faust to relay my words to Virgilius, but I wasn't sure where she was. You think you're the worst Limbus player ever? Why is that, sweetie? Fortunately, Honglu was still here with me and noticed me looking around. I decided to ask for his help. 30 minutes, Dante. I always have so many questions floating around in my head, but whenever I stand in front of this man, my brain seems to decide to forget them all. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Virgilius is spooky. Why didn't you stop her earlier, Virgilius? Earlier, when Don Quixote challenged Camille to a duel. You needed a translator. Dante asked why you didn't stop the fight earlier. So that's your look of reproach. I see. As you must be well aware by now, the Sync Association often chooses duels as a means of resolving conflicts. But they are also well known for letting bygones be bygones once that conflicting question has been resolved through a duel. Perhaps a lasting memory of some ancient chivalric virtues has been pounded into their bones. I got stuck on 2 boss fights, each taking me 2 months to beat, and I'm still stuck on a boss right now. What boss are you? Well, I mean, I guess if you're in the future, if you're ahead of me, then for sooth, for true, for reals, I have no idea what boss you're stuck on. What canto are you stuck in? I see. So picking a fight with a fixer from any other association or office might have caused a real problem for us, but the nature of the sink made this a pretty safe altercation, huh? Stopping Don Quixote from challenging that fixer to a duel would have only exacerbated the situation. Besides, Virgilius gave a long pause. It is about time our third sinner woke up. Weird. Isn't Don Quixote the most lucid one out of all of us? Ah, you're stuck on a boss in Canto 9. Well, I'm looking forward to getting there and seeing what it does. I mean, you've been playing for a while, right, Fatal? So I'm assuming you've got to have a solid build. You've got to have a solid set of characters. A nice, robust roster of IDs that could probably squeeze you through the fight, right? Honglu's interjection was so sudden and random that I wondered for a moment if he thought we were talking about someone else. What do you mean? But Honglu did not correct himself. He pointed to his eye and continued. Her eyes, Dante, always twinkling like 2 bright stars. They're so fascinating. Eyes, huh? I noticed that the light in Honglu's left eye was growing dimmer, like light fading away as it sinks into the depths of dark waters. Wait, I have something else I wanted to ask you about. What I really wanted to ask about was what happened on that train, but I wasn't sure if I could bring that subject up in front of Honglu, especially when Faust wasn't here. What's wrong, Dante? You look flustered for some reason. No need to shiver your clock hands so nervously, Dante. You don't actually believe I wasn't let in on what happened aboard that train, do you? Sounds like Faust kept him updated. Well then tell me, what was going on with Don Quixote back there? No, I mean, what is she? They're asking what Don Quixote is. Dante, it is not a wise use of your time to ask questions to which you can find your own answers. Besides, there are more pressing questions you should be asking. My build was random bullshit go for the past 8 cantos, aka the best IDs I had. Oh, and I think the boss is impossible for me to complete now since I'm doing it on a phone. Wait, our bosses are not more difficult on the phone. As far as I can tell, it's exactly the same, isn't it? How do you mean it's impossible for you to complete? What shall happen with our third sinner, for example? I get it. It's Don Quixote's turn now. But you're not going to answer that question either, because I'll get to the answer anyway. So, as long as I keep riding the flow to wherever it takes me. Crashing. Interesting. Is it because your phone is older, or what's the deal? What's the dealio with that? Your hands have stopped trembling. I'll take that as a sign that we have an understanding. Should you ever find yourself growing anxious in La Mancha when things start to go awry, remember these words. Henceforth, whatever happens, Don Quixote will remember the promise, Dante. The promise? I have no idea how that word is supposed to assuage any of my fears. Virgilius isn't the type to waffle on meaninglessly. So, I suppose there isn't anything else I can gather from him at the moment. Sometime later, back among the sinners at the empty lot, Don Quixote, about what happened earlier. Verily, 'tis a marvelous day. Wouldst thou not agree, Manager Esquire? It is? 'Tis! Today alone I had the joy of espying a Han Association fixer with mine own eyes, the honor of clashing my steel against Sir Camille of Cinque, and indeed, Sir Camille was a fixer most righteous and becoming in his live streams. I have not even an ounce of doubt in my mind that the kerfuffle was not but an issue of miscommunication. How did you even access his streams on the bus? Manager Esquire, forsooth! I am finally beginning to feel as though we are tackling contracts worthy of true fixers. To slay the wicked and liberate the innocent from suffering, 'twas mine dream of a lifetime indeed. Sir Virgilius will once again insist that our primary quest is to lay our claim upon the Golden Bough, yet I shall eradicate La Mancha land, even if it costs us our quest. You're blaming the optimization? It's funny, optimization causing technical problems. Classic. And mark mine words, for I shall rescue its victims as well, every last one of them. I stare in silence as Don Quixote boasts. I think I saw stars twinkling in her eyes, like Hongwu said. Oh, tick-tock. Dante? I've been looking for you, Faust. Because you have business to discuss with Virgilius, it seems. I felt like she was accusing me that there wasn't any other reason I'd be looking for her, so I couldn't help but stammer. Now that I think about it, I don't see her alone with Charon very often. What were you two doing here? Performing certain routine procedures with Charon. There is a certain examination procedure we must perform at an interval. What examination procedure? It mainly consists of gray matter biofusion, normalcy, trend test, and gray matter response activity level test to electrical stimuli. It also includes several other tests, including external brain pressure variance test, the bloodstream distribution test to verify that the numbers are within expected range, and I will stop here. I'm certainly not one to talk, but I'm once again reminded that Faust isn't very good at talking to people either. Heard passengers are going to an amusement park. Amusement park more fun than the bus? I've never been to one myself, but probably. It is said that individuals partaking in activities within amusement parks have, on average, an increased heart rate of 1.5 times their typical range. Why? Because they board vehicles that are meant to raise their heart rate, and in turn their level of excitement. It is known that one of the rides most emblematic of the amusement park experience consists of the following procedure: binding the passenger to a chair, dropping the vehicle which often takes the form of a train, from a 100-meter height to ground level within 3 seconds. Sounds like reckless driving. Must be a terrible driver, worse than Charon. Perhaps. She's one to talk, especially when it comes to reckless driving. I'm sure there are other more fun rides, right? Probably. Perhaps. We should go there someday. A real amusement park. Make a list of stuff you want to do when you get there. Kara, Dante wants to know what you want to do. When? Where? They are asking you, should a day come in which you're allowed to travel with us to locations other than the bus itself, what you would like to do at an amusement park. There was a long pause. Charon's eyes glimmered momentarily as they began to wander elsewhere. Charon wants to eat a candy there. Looks like today is one of those days when everyone gets a twinkle in their eyes. That's actually really cute that in Don Quixote's canto, a lot of people are getting the bug, the donkey bug. To battle, forsooth. Fixers began gathering one by one at the site. La Mancha Land is beginning to manifest. From the moment the music began to play, which measures at 16:12 hours today, La Mancha Land will be opened until 22:12 hours. Even when you feel like giving up on yourself, I promise. Is that it? Well, how will you live on? Thank you for everything. Don't forget those Fixer magazines. Please, please, I don't want an adventure. Stop, please. I have conceived an idea most ingenious. It's the same phenomenon I experienced back at the Great Lake, but these memories are much more fragmented, opaque. The glimpse of Don Quixote I saw were nothing like the person I know, but should I follow this journey to its conclusion? What shall happen with our third sinner, for example? I'll understand what all these glimpses of memories mean, like I always have. And we made our way to La Mancha Land. La Mancha Land? This place is pretty spooky, huh? I smell blood. We are contending with a phenomenon that has devoured dozens of Fixers. Do not let your guards down. Here they come, those blood fiends. Blood fiend beasts. Whoa, look, survivors. Darn, I really could have broken my viewer count record with a dramatic shot like this. Weapons in their hands. They're not civilians. Executive manager, isn't there something off about their outfits? Those anachronistically antique costumes are quite novelty these days. I have identified several individuals dressed in clothes that are difficult to be worn without assistance, meaning that maybe someone in there forced a wardrobe change on them. As murmur among the Fixers begins to grow, slowly increasing in intensity, Alessio shouts from behind the line for us to stop. Hold! Don't approach La Mancha Land yet. We must allow its first 10 minutes post-manifestation to expel its wastes. Stand behind the line for safety. Who are they? What office are they from? Are they association fixers? Excitement is in the air as the fixers attempt to guess who they are. They're all from the Fire Fist office. I recognize their outfits. They're from our office. I told you, boys. I told you all the bosses' ladies will make it. Even if we were to fail the eradication contract, if they can make a 15-minute testimony and share what intel they found, we'll nab the contribution reward. Like I said, please hold for at least 10 minutes until they finish expelling. A fixer ignores Alessio's warning and rushes out to greet the survivor and helps her to her feet. Big sis, big sis! La. What the fuck? We made it, boss, we made it. We can finally move out of that moldy semi-basement office and find a place with some sunlight. Remember how they all scoffed at us? Come on, let's go. Let's go do some interviews, get paid, make a name for ourselves. Survivor's my ass. So just hold on a little longer, okay? Manchaland, bloom your smiles of joy. La Manchaland, let's all dream free here. We hope you stay away from here. Ugh. Blood bags at the gate. They were likely turned moments before they escaped. Bitten by a small fry, going by the speed she turned, the higher up the bloodstream you go, the faster the transformation occurs. Some powerful blood fiends can make it happen at will or set it to occur at a time of their choosing. Hey, you guys seem like the experts here. Got any pro tips for newbies like us? Holy shit, she's back. Yeah, I've had a wild schedule. I had to go to Osaka and I was gone for a little bit, and then D&D I had picked up a whole bunch. How are you doing, some guy? Pro tips? I have one. Humbly accept your death if you don't have what it takes. Getting turned into a blood fiend's blood bag is no different from death, you know. That's easy. I'm always ready to accept that anyway. Tonglu's like, I'm ready to die at any moment. Let's kill some blood bags. Yeah, next week I'm having house guests come over and we're babysitting? Is it babysitting when the person is 10? I don't feel like it's babysitting, but babysitting. Basically, we're taking care of my friend's 10-year-old for a couple of days while they're in town. So I need to be a responsible adult and make sure that, you know, nobody dies. Also, it's summer vacation. Also, I think it's called Obon in Japan. So like everybody's off for a vacation. So my kiddo's also home. So the usual time where I stream, I'm not going to be able to stream at all next week. I won't even be able to do D&D. So I had to like clear my entire work schedule as well. So I am going to be completely out of it for a full like 9 days. For some reason I somehow miss something in the dialogue whenever I play games. Just seeing something I don't recognize makes me think I missed it. You're stuck on one of the bosses in this canto? Interesting. Because of your crappy phone. It's funny, Fatal was just talking about how her phone is fucking cooked as well. Is that something you missed in the dialogue that has popped up on stream? I think whenever I'm sitting alone and I'm reading through dialogue, or if I'm going through a game by myself and I'm not reading the dialogue out loud, it is more likely that I'm gonna miss things or that I won't recall as clearly. It's like scribing something onto paper burns it into your brain better than speaking it out loud, or better than just reading it. So I think there's probably some value to that. This boss is a bitch and my phone sucks. I see. Admissions end in 5 minutes. Please form a line and enter in an orderly fashion. Remember, enter through the back left and exit through the back left. Entry may be difficult once the admissions are over, so please wait by the gate with your blood packs. Well then, I hope I'll be seeing some of you again in a few hours. The fixer's cold voice contrasted with the cheerful voice echoing from the announcement. She really likes making things ominous, doesn't she? Virgilius only gave us a light nod. Strangely enough, his aloof attitude was what gave me peace of mind. And the last thing I saw before the gate shut behind us was the awed look on the eyes of every P Corp employee, all intensely fixed on the closing gate of La Mancheland, as if they didn't even want to miss a little glimpse of it. I believe in you. If you can get your game to not crash. I'm literally one singular experience point away from leveling up to 41. Love it. You love to see it. Earlier, they assigned the gathered fixers within areas. Looks like we'll be going our separate ways here. Different area. Here's hoping we'll both be alive next time we meet. It seemed that the Blood Fiend Hunters were assigned to Area 3. Jia Jishin to Area 2, and us to Area 1. Pleased to be working with you guys. Name's Hugo. Not for long. The fixer from earlier, whose name was Hugo, appeared visibly relieved that he was assigned to the same area as us. Hey, look what I found! A map of La Mancheland. That's how you know I'm the ace of the team. It's funny because, like, this guy maybe he doesn't know. I don't think he knows. Hugo doesn't know that our key strategy is everybody on the team dying multiple times and being revived. The ace. You just picked up one of those dozens of papers strewn about the entrance. Huh. This is an amusement park brochure with a map on it. Ugh, don't even want to imagine what those brutish office guys would have done to me if I got lumped in with them. Who knows, they might have killed me as soon as the gate closed, or worse, they might have left my name out of the eradication fee receipts. Just awful. So, who did you guys say you were? Limbus Company office, right? Oh, Signalis is really good, some guy. I'm glad you got started. Yeah, you have no idea what's going on, but in a good way. I beat the game and did all of the endings, and I still barely knew what was going on in Signalis. But it is a phenomenal game. I really enjoyed it. It gave me a callback, or it gave me like Parasite Eve. Oh wow, kind of Parasite Eve vibes plus like classic Resident Evil tank control vibes. I really enjoy Signalis. I hope you like it too. It seemed like he was under the impression that we were one of the numerous no-name fixer offices, but I didn't really feel the need to correct him. Man, sucks being a small-timer, huh? We always get left out of the good stuff. Not like those Synchros Vi Association offices who always get the top billing. Nay, 'tis untrue, every fixer, honored be their great valor and righteousness, deserveth respect. Long have I dreamt a dream of becoming a fixer myself. A fixer fixes things. Thus, a fixer is a fixer of injustices, a fixer of the downtrodden fortunes, a fixer of all that is unjust. Thus, once we survive this encounter with this wicked place hand in hand, all shall rethink their impressions of us fixers. Wherefore art thou giving me such terrifying look? Kiddo, what you just said was, you don't just say stuff like, once we survive this. Never mind. The survivors are... Okay, let's go find the device in Area 1 then. A glance at the brochure reveals... A glance at the brochure reveals many kinds of rides here, and I'm out of practice for y'all saying. And we are at the pretty and wonderful place installed here are rides and attractions called Fixer for a Day Fashionista Show. That's wonderful. All that stuff just sounds like your typical amusement park stuff. It's even got themes. What risks at the incipience of this place? I must wonder. Oh no, but it ain't all business, you know, isn't it? God damn it. I ask nonetheless, for I must wonder that, shrouded beneath the scars of time, lies the place of joy it once claimed to be. Laughter from the heart and unforced. What happened to your face, honey? Goddamn. It begins again! The eradication party! More humans, more excitement, more excited humans! Oh, if only they held this party more often, 3 times a day, so I'll send one of you back out there with 2 days to live. Go tell the boss who sent you here that we look forward to their visit later. How about this? Tell us where the device is and I'll kill you painlessly. Oh, I like it, I love it. Splendid. Words so nasty, yet blood so tasty. Don't be so hasty, though. We've got plenty of events to cover. Fashion shows, popularity contests. Oh, so exciting, right? So, this is, thou hast made mockery of thy guests and fixers. Oh, almost forgot the most important thing. Can't have you skittering around here looking so unfashionable. You know that, right? Can't have our guests wearing rags that look like they've been stitched together from rat hides. I'll get in trouble. What, all of us? Hey, look closer. At least I don't look half bad, right? Well, we'll dress you all in pretty dresses and suits. Put you up for a display in the powder room and nibble you slowly for a week. Where should I taste first? I'm so excited. I heard somebody say earlier, and this would be, if I were monetized properly, this would be demonetizing perhaps, but I heard somebody say before that a penis is like a protein bar for a vampire, which I thought was really funny because of the density and the high level of blood vessels per surface area. I thought it was funny, and it's appropriate. There are a lot of blood fiends here. Can you guys handle them? My Kanto 6 finale? I enjoyed Kanto 6, but I will say, I think that the rationale of the big bad was pretty stupid. I like Catherine as a character with motivations doesn't really make sense to me, and it irritates me whenever the key driver to the plot is a complete and total lack of communication between parties involved. But I enjoyed the Kanto. I enjoyed the whole thing, but you know, that's the thing. Worry not, for naught has put a moratorium on their debts here. They appear to be much inferior to the one we engaged aboard the train. I believe they are, at best, as strong as the prosthetic fixer, most likely weaker. Jolly good and all that. Let's go smash 'em, then. With Heathcliff's charge as our signal, the sinners advance, leaping into a horde of blood fiends. I like the new Heathcliff because this is, and I make the distinction that this is not Heathcliff. This is not the Heathcliff that we've known. This is not the character. This is a totally different person. Completely different person. And I like this person. I don't like the previous Heathcliff because he's an asshole. This guy is not too bad. Yeah, I know. I figured. Yeah, the Kanto in general, like, was interesting. I've never read Worthing Heights before. I didn't like Wild Hunt Heathcliff in the story. I think he was going for badass, or going for like dark brooding, you know, like nuclear bomb with a hairdo. And he just came off as incredibly cringe to me. I mean, like, no shade if he's your boy, but I thought he was really obnoxious. And he kept doing the thing where he would like open his eyes really, really wide whenever he would say something dramatic, and that just came off to me as incredibly funny. As I was doing his voice, I could not help but do his voice in like the same Heathcliff voice I was doing before, but like spooky. Like but in an exaggerated and ridiculous way. If you can check the VOD, and if the VOD's not up, all of my VODs have been also simulcasted to YouTube, so it's up there as well. Kanto 1, I forgot Kanto 2, I forgot Kanto 3, I forgot Kanto 4, I forgot Kanto 6, Earl King versus Wild Hunt, Kanto 7, one of my favorites. Yeah, I mean, I remember I've done the whole thing on stream, so I remember all of the cantos generally speaking up until this point. If you point out a sinner that we've experienced the canto for, I can probably recall key details about their canto, and I generally have followed the story fairly well. I thought Canto 6 was strong in a lot of aspects, but the supporting characters, what was that, her name, Nellie, didn't make any fucking sense. Because all she would have had to do was just make sure that Heathcliff's letters found their way to Catherine, and that would have completely changed the game. Their entire interaction, or lack thereof, was predicated upon them being madly in love with each other and not knowing how the other one felt. And if Nellie had just relayed the letters instead of trashing them, Nellie's entire problem would have never been something that took place. So it's, I don't know, man. That whole thing irked me. It just bugged me a bit. I think miscommunication is cringe and stupid. I think if you feel a certain way about somebody, you should probably just tell them. And if they feel the same way, then pog. But if they don't feel the same way, then that's okay. You know, I don't know. The entire concept of like I don't want to say anything because if I say something, then I'll have said something and that'll ruin the thing. No, that's not what it does. It doesn't ruin the thing that you have. You tell somebody how you feel without expectation, and if they don't feel the same way, then you deal with it. You make a decision and you deal with it. You accept their feelings and you work around it. If the relationship matters enough to you, you keep that relationship and you just, accept your feelings and you find a way to deal with them and a way to cope. But like, I don't know. It's a lack of emotional maturity, and on Catherine's part, she just like, girl, what are you doing? She teams up with Wild Hunt Heathcliff and it's like, oh, so the solution to fix the problem is to just have all of us get murdered. We'll all die, and then that'll fix everything. No, what are you talking about? It just was very silly. You hyped up Wild Hunt a tad too much. You did hype up Wild Hunt Heathcliff a bit too much. I didn't enjoy Wild Hunt Heathcliff as an ID, and I enjoyed the actual like Wild Hunt Heathcliff even less than the ID. So there's that. But I'm particularly fussy. I'm a little fussy baby bitch whenever it comes to like game mechanics. I struggle and resisted accepting the game mechanics as they were, and just decided whenever I found something cool that I was gonna roll with that indefinitely. And I never felt like Wild Hunt Heathcliff was cool. I don't know. It never struck me. But that, he's not for me. Like, it's one of those things. He's just not for me. Water time. I'm drink.
좋은 관람이었어. 영화관 통째로 빌려놓고 큰 소리로 떠들면서 본 기분인데.
Aw, thanks for cheering, Greed. Canto 6, damn, I suck at talking. I need to kill myself. No, but it's like, damn, I suck at talking. I need to kill myself and the person I love most. That'll fix everything. I don't know, that it just really, I don't know, like whenever Wild Hunt Heathcliff was explaining his rationale, and it's like,
that is why every one of us must die a miserable death where we were all sad and depressed and terrible, and we must accept that we killed Catherine.
And it's like, no, actually, no, it's not what it does. We did the thing, we sent the letters, somebody intercepted them and burned them, and at any time, we could have come back home, and we could have done this thing in person and settled the thing. Sure, we're not perfect, but we didn't do the thing.
We killed Catherine.
No. Shut up. Stop it. I did think the basement trek to the rooftops was fucking cool. That was badass. And the boss fight with Catherine, basically the boss fight with Catherine Heathcliff was pretty cool as well. I do like those like duo symbiotic boss fights. There was one of those in, or a couple of those in Library of Ruina, which I really enjoyed as well. I don't. What do you mean your ass at Limbus? If you had bad pulls, you had bad pulls. But that's what the systems, that's what the shards are for. You know, if you're struggling with what you have, just Google a meta build. If winning is really important to you. But if you wanna struggle, if you like the struggle, I like the struggle to a degree. The relationship between Heath and Kathy is somehow more convoluted in the books. Yeah, I heard Worthing Heights as a book was even worse. They just suck in all realities. Listen, I don't think the Heathcliff in our party sucks as bad as Wild Hunt Heathcliff, obviously. But I feel like all of the Heathcliffs are one simple conversation with Catherine away from kind of self-normalizing and dealing with their trauma and just having a starting point to be a better person. But like, you know, taking that plunge is hard, especially when you already feel the sting of projection. It's just like, don't project feelings onto other people. Ask them how they feel, and then believe them when they tell you how they feel. If they're lying to you, then that's on them, you know. But don't, yeah, I don't know. Insert wise commentary here. It's been 200 years since I was this full. Can you imagine what it feels like to have the ravenousness eat you alive for 2 whole centuries? Please, I got too excited. I'll live like I did before, in the shadows, like I don't even exist. Please! Tell us where the device is and I'll think about it. Head over that attraction over there. I'll let you in on a shortcut that'll lead you straight to the button. Just follow me. Enter and immediately turn right. Oh, nice. Immediately turn right and... We shall not bargain with villains. Canst thou not see the corpses the villain hath left in her wake? Her innocent victims? Lo, some of them appear to be fresh bodies. The closer we got to the attraction, the more the roads became riddled with mangled corpses. Don Quixote was right. Some of them did look pretty new. Some of them only hours since their death at most. Of course, Otis did not appear even remotely receptive to her reasoning. We could have saved much time with that shortcut. There are times when we must compromise with our foes to give us an advantage in the grand scheme of... Alas! Yet, what meaning shall that shortcut signify if thy path is one guided by the hand of the wicked? How are you still on about that nonsense, you little... Oi, let us speak. It ain't your first time, innit? Look alive, we've got more of them incoming. Holy crap, there's more of them?
어디 보자. 팝콘 챙겼고. 여기 거.
What's my favorite ID? My favorite ID for damage and ridiculousness of damage and mechanical play style, it's gotta be Mama Otis. Like Mama Middle Otis is amazing. With it, Heathcliff's middle coming in close second, only because Heathcliff's middle ID does not have the same level of mechanical depth that Otis's does. Otis's ID makes me think a little bit more, but visually I really like Don Quixote's middle ID. I think she just I think it's that splash art where she's like punching down at the person that she's beating up, screaming about ice cream and a party. I don't know. There's something about that Don Quixote ID makes my brain go burr, and I like it. So there you have it. I think this Ishmael ID looks really, she's cool. She just looks really cool. I'm not a huge fan of the Sinclair middle ID, to be honest with you. I appreciate like where he's at, but he doesn't quite whimsy or seem really all that cool or badass. I don't know, the manga nerd that comes out and like has a bunch of hidden knowledge about fixers, and she comes out and just like is complete and total badass is very fun. Don Quixote being enthusiastically Don Quixote, but also like doing work for the middle is just very funny and very whimsical to me. Even Merceau's middle ID is incredibly funny because of how like analytical and detailed he is, and how all of his things are detail flavored towards like, you know, writing people's names down and, you know, stipulating very specific parts of the rulebook. I love all that. The theme, like the whole group, the theme, the synergy, the playstyle. I really like this team a lot. Yeah, don't pop off with the capstone ID. I don't wanna be spoilered, but yeah, like Hong Lu, character-wise, like Hong Lu is one of my favorite characters. But you did ask me for ID. It's gotta be a fusion of like this Don Quixote and Mama Otis. Because visually, I don't necessarily think that Mama Otis is all like, she doesn't, or like visually doesn't make my brain go burr, but I do like her mechanically. Unlike the blood bags back on the train, these ones can't come back from death. They were all once fixers seeking riches, civilians turned guests, drawn to this place by its music, each dreaming a dream of their own. I don't know since when, but I've stopped feeling anything about it, killing things like them. Yeah, Sinclair replied, thrusting his weapon into the skull of a dying blood bag. Hey, the weapons they're wielding. Don't they kind of remind you of the weapons that Cassetti was using? Decorated with blood. Coagulated blood, identical to his weapon in essence. Is this how all blood fiends fight? If we're using Moses' family analogy, maybe they're something like his close relatives. This must be the attraction that the blood fiends from earlier was talking about. Looks like this one's the main attraction of this area. Bereft of choices, we are thus compelled to enter. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not hurting for IDs. It's like, I feel like once you have something like what I have, it's really high level of synergy together. This team, as long as I can keep this team at level with the content that they're doing, I don't think I'm gonna be running into any struggles. And I'm not too pressed about collecting all of the IDs, mostly because this is a gacha game. I'm not really interested in doing anything or going heavily out of my way to get all of the IDs. Once I've experienced the story and done the side content to a point in which I feel satisfied, I'm gonna move on. Welcome, one and all, to the main attraction of Area 1, Fantasy Blood Shooting Range. Things might get a little too spooky for little ones, so hold on tight to your mommy and daddy's hands. Oh, and don't forget about Fashionista Show attraction. We worked really hard on it. Please pay a visit to pick up a free souvenir gift. Gah, Sancho, sheesh, you spooked me with your staring again. Your Grace, well, I'm thinking of giving out a few souvenirs here. Lady Dulciana won't stop teasing me about how much my attraction doesn't get a lot of visitors. What the heck? Is this place run by a bunch of amateurs or something? Wanna know something? The quality of audio has found significant improvement in this recording. Long, long ago, a forever ago really, blood fiends and humans weren't as friendly as we are today. How sad and tragic is that? Today, hating each other like cats and dogs, their every meeting resulting in big brawls. Blood fiends hunted every human they saw, while humans returned blood fiends' appetite for human blood with hatred for their kind. Oh no, bad blood fiends are trying to eat those humans. Whatever shall we do? Whatever shall we do? To talk them out of it? Bzz, wrong answer. Think again. Who's next? Hark! They must be punished with impunity so they may never again hurt the humans. Correct? Very well then, here's a chance for you to defeat those bad blood fiends. How splendidly exciting is this? In that land, there won't be any wearisome battles to fight, no constant fear of getting devoured. There shall be only laughter. If you get a faction or status team, the game kind of becomes baby mode. I mean, I got only one. I came by only one of these IDs, honestly. All of the other ones were acquired by specifically picking them out of a pile and putting them in my team. But I will say that I didn't look up on Reddit a meta build or anything like that. I heard multiple people say that there are several middle IDs and that they have synergy together. Then I looked at those IDs and I was like, holy shit, I want all of these. I love the drip, the style, the vibe of the middle. I just love it. I think their entire ideology is cringe as fuck, but I love their, like, for as a combat team, I'm here for it. I love it. Only 3 good faction teams? House of Spiders. Where Ryoshu's solo is everything, middle and Heishel. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have any of the other things. I just, like, Mama Otis is so fucking strong. Looking around and trying to find something that was going to synergize with her was probably always the route I was going to go down. And that's just because I got her so early on in my game that I was like, wow, she just fucking mogs everyone. Why would I ever use anything other than her? And then I just decided to run with that theory. I don't know, I kept bumping into, like, stupid little things where I was struggling for seemingly no reason. I don't know, it was irritating. And then I just embraced the Mama Otis. And since I did, I've been enjoying the game significantly more. Since most of the combat before I got the middle team was just me clicking the win rate button and then progressing, now I actually have a couple of inputs that I can tweak to modify how the fight is actually going to go. And even if it's not a huge difference in gameplay, having some kind of an input is, in my opinion, better than having no input. I don't know, I could talk about how much I like the middle team. I could continue to talk about it, but the main point is, before I had them, combat was incredibly boring. Now combat is, at the very least, so one-sided and bloody and funny that it's brought me joy, and I think that's a good thing. My hair coupons? Yeah, just turning enemies into paste is fantastic. We love it here. Now Merceau is staggered. He's a staggered boy. But it should be fine. My favorite team is my sinking team because it focuses on Solemn Lament, and I love hearing those dings. The Solemn Lament is pretty based. I always enjoyed using Solemn Lament in shit. They had that shit in Lobotomy Corporation as well, and it was so overpowered in Library of Ruina. There's a whole era where I was just using Solemn Lament on the Yasad squad. I just, as far as egos go, I get what I get. I'm not particularly going out of my way to pick up things. Now, I'm sure kiddos are most excited for this part of the attraction. Welcome to the Today I'm This Area's Fixer attraction. When the bad blood fiends appear, use those toy clubs we handed out earlier by the entrance to knock them all down. Adults can play too. Now beat that stress out of your system. No, we don't need blood fiends pretending like those fake toy clubs hurt. Not anymore. Only the real blood fiends remain here now. Nice. Yeah. I mean, if I had picked it up during the last Walpurgis, I probably would be using it. But I very, very rarely, and this is something I've been called out on before, multiple times. I very, very rarely use ego, and with this build, why I don't need to. I feel like everybody's so goddamn strong. It's not really necessary. Now, the bad blood fiends who want to hurt the humans have all been driven underground. Only the kind-hearted, righteous blood fiends remain on the surface. They made a pinky promise with humans that they won't covet the human blood anymore, that they'd live peacefully, happily ever after together, because that's what's better than peace, right? Oh, but look. Oh, look. The bad, no-good blood fiends are crawling back up to the surface again. Sneaking, slithering up to drink human blood. More so built for butterfly sinking teams. Those are words. I think I generally understand what they mean, but... Time to unpack. There's a new Evo. I have no idea what's coming out. There's a new ego coming out today that's an Envy Res ego. Well, that is what I do. I basically always do Envy Res, so... That attack is so badass. I love whenever she does the downward stab that the camera shifts to this to like an angle. Just popping off again. Yeah, so it only took 6 full cantos, but Heathcliff is finally not obnoxious as fuck at every single interaction, which has been it's been nice. It's been nice to see a different side of your boy. You think if Mama Otis had a strap, she'd say "Let's unpack" when whipping it out? Wouldn't you be packing at that point? Let's pack it up. That is imagery for sure. That is something that evokes a mental image for sure. Oh shit! It's 9:47. I think we've only got like 10 minutes left before the update, right? So let's lock in and make sure that I can finish this event before it's time. Oh, kick his ass, Donkey. I woke up at 2 o'clock last night because it was below 22 degrees Celsius here in the mountains last night. And my partner and I have already packed up like all of our blankets and stuff for, you know, from the winter and early springtime, because it was so, I don't know, it's been so hot over the summer, but man, it's chilled off really quickly here in August, which we're just really surprised to see the temperature drop so quickly. Anyway, I woke up really early last night, couldn't sleep, and I'm kind of glad that it's patch day, because I'm a sleepy bean. The Long event will start soon, where you can get a ticket for any non-Walpurgis announcer. I mean, I log in every day. Oh, I log in every day, and I do my dailies and get my
좋은
tokens or my
관람이었어.
token boxes or whatever. So
영화관
like
통째로 빌려놓고 큰 소리로
I have
떠들면서
every
먹이는데.
intention of hopping on later and getting my login bonuses and stuff like that. But I think for the day, I think we might need to call it a stream here, unfortunately, because I'm hyped for the rest of this event. But I have no time. But we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow will be the last stream for a while because I'm gonna be gone for a full week next week. But I will be back the following week, and after that, you know, my schedule should be kind of back to normal. And I only have one more trip back to Osaka before my trips to Osaka will not be monthly anymore, but they'll be tri-monthly. So like I only need to go once every month, which I'm kind of looking forward to. I've enjoyed finishing up work with my client, but going back to Osaka every month, I lose money on the exchange, and it's time consuming, and it screws up my sleep schedule and my work schedule and my stream schedule and everything else. It's overall been a net positive because I like my work, I like what I do, but I am looking forward to everything kind of normalizing. But it's really, I say all of that because it's really funny that after my next session I've got about a month of normal schedule, and then I go to America, and I'm gonna be in the States for about a month and change. And I'm hoping to do a couple of streams here and there if I can squeeze it, but it's gonna be a busy time. But we'll deal with that later. As for today's stream, it's Jover. Thank you so much for hanging out. Some guy, welcome back. Good to see you again. Fatal, good luck with your phone troubles. I hope the update that they do today fixes you guys' problem. Anywho's, toodles, and do something nice for yourself today. I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye.